All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking in here on the Whiz Bang podcast. My name is Casey Campbell. I'm your guest host here, the beautiful Foundry Theater in lovely Huntington, West Virginia. I'd like to thank our sponsors for having us here today. Moving on, we've got Brad Goodall as our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, bring him on out. Brad Goodall.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Brad, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Hungarian gifts.
Oh,
that's
look
a
at
free
that.
koozie.
Good. That's actually 2 free koozies.
That's 2 free koozies.
Well, that gets you 2 extra questions, buddy.
Oh no.
Well done. Goods music.
This
I
is
like
so much fun. I've always wanted to sit at a panel with other people.
Oh yeah.
Can you guys chime in, please?
Those are twosies, if you will.
That's the twosies.
You keep the jokes to me there, William. You just
Don't
be
chime
the
in.
you just be the John Denver pretty face over there. All right. All right. So Brad, let's see. I've got to jump right into this because your latest album is called Made in America. Is
That's
that
right.
correct? And you're wearing a shirt that says Made in America.
I'm wearing the promo tee. That's
Okay.
right. It's very comfy.
Okay. What kind of gall do you have to wear your own band merchandise on?
It's not so much gall as it is financial promotional necessity.
I
You know,
see.
you gotta always be letting people know. I'm kind of a shy promoter in general, but I'm trying to become more gallish.
Oh, okay.
So here we are in the shirt today on the podcast.
I tell you, I mean, it takes some real gumption to do what you're doing.
I've
here
got
today.
gumption.
And,
I've
yeah,
got
well,
gumption.
I would say you do. I mean, it's a little off-putting, but I'm going to deal with it. So, so you play Brad Goodall in that band. Now, I'm assuming that's named after you.
That's me. Yes.
Okay.
That's my.
What do you do in that band?
On the record, I did just about everything, but live, I just play the keyboards and sing the songs, and then I hire some of the best in the biz to play bass and drums when I can.
Okay, so keyboard and vocals.
That's
So,
right.
Playing keyboard, is that similar or dissimilar from typing on a computer keyboard?
It's actually the exact same.
It is?
Yeah. Mavis Beacon was my first piano teacher.
Oh, wow.
Remember Mavis Beacon?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Should I?
Well, if you're into typing fast and efficiently, if you're prone to office work,
Absolutely not.
you might want to know who Mavis Beacon is, but if
Okay.
not, that's okay.
All right, well, shout out. Hey, Mavis, if you're watching here today.
Shout out
thanks-
Mavis Beacon.
Yeah, sure appreciate you.
Do they still make Mavis Beacon?
I don't know, but I really had some great times with that software.
Wow. Folks, if you want to learn more about Mavis Beacon, check
Right.
us out on the WhizzBang podcast
Hot topic.
website. Oh, yeah. Twitter's going to be blowing up over this
Oh,
one,
yeah.
I'll tell you what. So your newest record's called Made in America, but I'm assuming most of that was recorded digitally. Is that correct? It's not,
Yes,
did
it
you
was
record
all just a big computer.
Okay, so it
big
was all
computer
on
thing.
computers. So
Yes.
you recorded an album called Made in America that was made on computers that were almost definitely built by children in Asia. How does that make you feel about yourself?
Well, it really comes down to just I couldn't fit all that in a title. You know, Spotify only allows you to have a certain length to your name, to the title of the album, so I had to just abbreviate it.
Logistics.
It was a logistics
I see. Okay.
user thing.
Okay. What do you?
And some guilt. I had to kind of, you couldn't put all that.
Sure. Well, so what
It's a
do
little
you-
off-putting.
So seeing as how you've had a hand in some way with furthering child labor across the world, what are you going to do to kind of cease that?
Well, the next album's going to be called Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about as good as I can do
Wow.
with that.
Okay, well, I mean, at least you're doing something, right? Now, a lot of folks, we were talking here before the show, a lot of people akin your music to the legendary American band Fastball. And I was wondering what your favorite Fastball song is, and do you or do you not rollerblade to it?
My favorite song is the one that goes, "They made up their minds and they started packing."
All right, don't sing too much or they'll sue us.
Okay, right. Yeah, that'll all have to be bleeped.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that song's really good. And also, it was a really 90s thing to have it sound like it's coming out of a tiny radio at the beginning. And then when like the first verse drops, it really opens up.
Yeah, I always like that
Yeah,
too.
I love to skate down a hill and, kind of like grind a rail to Fastball whenever I can.
You think you'll do one of those like AM radio like intros on your next album?
Oh, for sure. I think that's a classic. It's been so long since anybody's done that on a pop song that it's now fresh again. It's not
Okay.
corny. So, yeah, I'm going to be stealing from Fastball.
Well, Fastball was known for their dynamics. I mean, that's what they were known for.
No joke. Yeah, see, I mean, Fastball's legit, bro. We're going all Fastball all the way next
Fastball
album.
all the way.
About the Pixies being, loud and, soft, loud, soft. Fastball is really the one.
Fastball, known for their dynamics and their rollerblading soundtracking.
That's right. Folks, if you want to follow along on the fastball conversation after this, we're going to have a little extended reel. Check that out on the Whiz Bang podcast. All right, let's see here. I got just a couple more questions for you, Brad, before we move on to our final guest here. Let's see. I've heard that your favorite film franchise, Fast and Furious, number one, which one is the best? Number two, who was fastest and who was most furious?
First of all, is this legitimate research? Because that's not far from the truth. The first Fast and the Furious is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies of all time. Who told you that? Who's he been speaking to?
Well, first of all, I like to keep my sources anonymous, and second of all, how dare you question the legitimacy of our research?
I like the first Here's what I like about the Fast and Furious franchise, okay? In the first movie, they were like low-time California crooks hijacking trucks for their DVD players, okay?
Yeah.
And by the seventh movie, they are international super agents for some kind of hyper government using like grapples and stopping jets from landing. Like they went from stealing DVD players to being superheroes.
Yeah.
They went from stealing DVD players to being Captain Marvel, essentially. That's what I like about it.
It's really kind of an allegory of the American dream.
Yeah, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to become Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
We're fastball on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
agree.
He's like a ripped Horatio Alger.
Folks, you heard it here first. We're going to have a new Whiz-Bang merchandise that says Ripped Horatio Alger on it. If you want to pick up one of those shirts, head over to the Whiz-Bang podcast website. All right, Brad, now you've, real quick before we go, you've been a host here on the Whiz-Bang podcast several times,
I
right?
used to have your job. You're doing a way better job than I ever did.
Well,
by the
you
way.
just stole my last question on a scale of 0 to 10. How afraid are you that I'm going to take your job?
You already have, and they're never going to call me again for that seat. No way.
All right. Well, folks, let's hope that turns out to be true. Brad Goodall, ladies and gentlemen. All right.